You run one of India's top educational institutions. How do you deal with the stresses that students go through? I mean, we had an unfortunate case recently in one of the universities. So there are emotional stresses that kids have, relationship issues, academic pressures. How do you deal with it here?
I think anybody and everybody who looks at this issue should be humble enough to accept that these are challenges faced by every institution.
Right.
I mean, sometimes we tend to forget that the larger number of such instances and incidents have happened in our leading institutions.
Right.
If you look at, for example, IITs,
Of course.
the data is, staggeringly concerning. Second, we need to recognize that there is not one single cause for these things. There are a lot of triggers and lot of reasons that contribute to the sort of stress ecosystem that prevails in our education
Yeah,
institution,
that's what I said.
and not necessarily created in the university itself.
Right. So
It
relationships
could be
is
predated too.
Right.
No, not only relationship, it could be predated as well.
right.
Because young people who come into universities have already made up a lot in their own mind
Right.
in their early high school years, at least from 8th grade to 12th grade, shapes a lot of what is going to happen in their future as well.
Right.
And I also feel very strongly that peer group also plays a very big role.
Right.
It's not like all the teachers and administrators are the only people who are responsible for it. I think sometimes individual acts of bullying or ragging or other incidents that might happen in a college or an institution can have the potential to have a scar in the mind of this person,
Right.
who in turn can form a trigger. Let me quickly spend a little bit time about what we do and what can do. First of all, we should be open enough to have conversations surrounding it. We should create an ecosystem where students who are facing such challenges can have opportunities to engage with counselors. We, and I believe every institution, should have a fantastic and a very vibrant wellness health center. We also have what is known as SUKUN, which is an independent organization that we've established on campus for the students to have mental health services. We also have an online platform in the form of URDOS, so that if those students who don't want to have physical interaction, they can have access to online and virtual interaction. We also should have early warning signals that happens in the classroom, where the teacher himself or herself notices some aspect of the behavior of a student. Then there are sort of trigger warnings initiated. But all I can say is that this is a continuing effort that all of us have to put. And also, Arjun, there are varying degrees of sensitivity as well. We are also ultimately not dealing with machines. We're dealing with human beings. So a simple act of, let's say, a defeat or a failure or a lack of selection and inclusion in a club can be taken by one student in his or her stride, and for another student,
Be a trigger.
it will be a trigger warning, going into depression,
Right.
mental health challenge, and possibly challenging self-worth.
Right.
So we first should understand it's an extremely complex area where universities, not just in India, around the world, are facing these challenges. There is no one right answer. All of us have to constantly work towards making a better environment for our young people.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching this clip. As you know, we are taking a deep dive into some complex issues and decoding them for you. So don't forget to check out more content on our channel. And also, we'd love to hear back from you with your comments and your suggestions. So let's explore together.